Welcome to the video about the Wu Bu Chuan, the vital points of the Wu Bu Chuan. And my name is Benjamin Gencoglu, and I have the pleasure to have a good friend of mine and training colleague, Shi Heng Li, with me. He is master in Shaolin Kung Fu, and he is in the Shaolin Tempel Kaiserslautern. So, and our project is like the start of a series that I plan to work together with masters from different styles to just work in the vital points, body mechanics, and just share different kind of ideas. The spirit behind that is like working together to just evolve and become better in the art, and like instead of fighting each other, working together makes both of us better. So that's the main idea behind that. So I also plan in 3 weeks about another live seminar. Then hopefully I will be there on point and or on time and not like too late like this time. So again, sorry about that. We are here in the beautiful dojo. I just want to make a little advertisement before I head over to Hendrik for the Aikido dojo in Mainz, which is the leader is Camilla Mulbis, and we are allowed to do the seminar here, so thank you very much for this. And yeah, so Hendrik, Wu Bu Chuan. I have to say it is a long time ago when I was working at the last time, because when I was younger and this is how we met, I did Shaolin Kung Fu too. So tell us a little bit about you, and then I would say we just go to the form.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben, for the introduction and also for the invitation. Thanks for having me. And I think it's a great idea what you have to show different applications for different martial arts. And I have a great pleasure to be one of the first to be invited. Thank you for that. About me, my worldly name is Hendrik Spies. My Buddhist name is Shi Heng Yi. I'm master, as Ben said, Shifu in the Shaolin Temple in Kaiserslautern, and I teach there Shaolin Kung Fu. So when you learn Shaolin Kung Fu, at least the way I learned it, you often learn a form, and you taught how to move in the form. Then the master walks around, corrects you, tells you what to do, tells you where to put emphasis, and you might also learn a few applications, but it's a little bit superficial because the next form is just around the corner and you have to learn the next form. Do you remember this? I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, we talked about it a long time. It's like doing a lot of forms and not really have a meaning or not an understanding of what you basically do there. Yeah.
So I think it's a great idea to put in more flesh into the form. Some people say a form is like a key. For me, it's more like a keychain, because you have a lot of keys in the form, you have a lot of applications, and we will talk about this, and not to lose those. I mean, you could learn each one individually, but not to lose one of those. You have the form that keeps the ring together, that keeps all the keys together, and the knowledge. Yeah.
So let's jump into the form.
Yeah.
So you do the form, then I try to do it also. Okay, not as nice as you, I think.
We'll see. Let me begin here. I'm still in the picture, yes. So, then the now. Okay, this was half of the form. The other half is basically the same thing on the other side. So we'll just stick this.
Okay, so for me the interesting part when I look at form is like how we can put vital points into the form, but also like the mechanics of the form. And what I realized when I looked at, for example, Shaolin forms, or basically also Chinese forms, or Wushu forms, they have all very big, full range of motion kind of style, which is very interesting because it keeps like the joints open. You know, when you work with martial art for many years and you train with different masters, and I had the pleasure to train with different masters from a lot of styles, you just learn like you have to have like open shoulders, you have to have this flexible spine and everything. And all this is part of the form, and also of the 18 basic techniques that you do there, like making very big right movements and also with like full range of motion in the shoulder. For the application part, I think it makes more sense to bring it more close together, because normally you're not fighting like this.
Yeah, normally it's like this.
The move itself is right here, and there is just end position of the move. The move is in between the hands, and also what's interesting, in between the postures. If you look at pictures from katas or from forms, they always show you the end postures. They show you like you're here, and then they show you you're here, and then make a picture, and then they show you you're here, then make a picture. But they do not show you the transition in between. And a lot of stuff happens in between the hands, but also in between the postures. At least that's my interpretation. When I'm personally, I come from a karate background, from a Ryukyu Temple background, and I look at it this way. So let's start with the form.
I think before you begin, I think this is a very important point that a lot of people get it wrong. Because the form is called Wu Bu Chuan. Wu means five, Bu means step, and Chuan means fist or form or fighting. So when people ask what are those 5 steps that the form is talking about, you usually get the answer Mabu, Gongbu, Fu, Shifu, and Xian. But those are not steps, those are postures. So this fits in nicely to what you said. The form is not about postures, endpoints, the form is about movement. And the form is about the transition into those steps and what you do with your hands when you do this.
And what you can make in the transition. So you start the form like this. You know, it's just like basic, like
So basic.
Buddhist, so let's start with that. I'm not a big believer in greeting someone who attacks me. So, or you have different style. I learned it when I was young. I learned it like this, which is also great. It's also a great way, and let's just use it as an entry for the rest of the application. So this is just like a very basic move that you can use as an entry for almost like all attacks. Okay, all attacks. When we simplify it. So let me get over here. So when she attacks, I have the opportunity to just work here and move forward and go directly into the first move. You know, like you have this, and you have this grab, and you have this pull. So from the front, you have this or this. You bring the hand back, you have this grab, you have this pull. So when she comes here, pull her in, kick her in the leg, for example, now run at 31, 32, and I can also palm her right there on the face. If she looks at me, I can just show it from the other side. I can palm her right here on stomach 5, or I just do an arm lock. Of course, the next part, when I do this, it's just like that. So you have this move and this move. So when you put that together, so from what I have seen, I just repeat the form and just try to make it a little shorter. So if this, so it's like working a little bit more closer, okay, to make the application more centered and in front of you. So she starts and like application on the one would be like I enter, I bring her here, so this move, bring her here, I also can hook her here, so that would be the first move, when you come from here, come there, okay? So that would be an idea that you can do. Point that I use would be like, I can go right here on the enemy 28 and just hit it here. And on the other side, I just palm like that. I basically, you know, for all the people that say, yeah, well, pressure point won't work. I can do this move and hit nothing. This is just a basic parry. If I just try to hit here and do this, the more I train this thing, the better I become. And I'm in the same position. Or, when I miss, I'm still in the same position. So don't think of points like they're the only thing. They're just like an add-on. If you hit them, great. If you miss them, changes nothing. So, first application would be here, 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 and just bring it down like this. Would be one application. If you are here, and you bring it down here, you also have the palm there. Okay? So, I can just palm here on down letter 20, and do this, and guilt it a little. When I get him in down letter 31, 32 first, I break his structure doing this. So with a palm there, you have a much better effect. Okay? So, moves would be like here, 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 and you just palm there. And from there, you have this going down. So you have this, bringing down here. Okay? So, again, if you here, here. So this would be like that move. That would be an idea. That would be an idea just for the beginning. What I would think of first time, like for hitting applications.
Very interesting. And I have to admit that this initial bow, I'm aware you could pack applications into it. Usually when I do the form, I try to avoid it because Shaolin Kung Fu, what is the difference between Shaolin Kung Fu and other martial arts? Shaolin Kung Fu has a mindset of Buddhism, okay? So even if you hurt someone, even if you injure someone, it should always be appropriate. And therefore, when I do the form, I try to keep this in my mind completely clean of any applications. I try to pack a little tiny bit of a book-on application into it, where you try to do some compassion for all the beings. And once I'm here, this is where, for me, the form starts, when I run the form. Nevertheless, interesting applications, I have to say.
Well, I think it's interesting to look at it this way. Of course, the great thing about thinking of applications is also you can very intense, or the intensity. So, my teacher always told me, Japan, he said, you better train a technique up to 100%. Means, also like, put it in the kill factor. You always can go down. Okay, some people think when we talk about neck breaks, and we are going to do some here also, because I think form is perfect for neck breaks. But the thing is, some people feel uncomfortable training this. Okay? So, for me, the purpose is better have it and never need it than need it and never have it. Because if you come in a situation where I just need 30%, I can do 30%. But if I train all my life, because of too much compassion for the people, just 30%, because the other stuff is too bad, and I come in a situation where I need 100, all my training is for nothing. So, and that is something what I also try to keep in mind. You can, of course, just be very nice, but you also can be very brutal with the application. The application that I showed here was nice. That is the nice one. Of course, when you are just here, for example, she holds me here. Another application for that would be like, I have this, so I just go here, then it starts to do this. So when I'm here, when I'm back, it's the same thing. So it's this move. Very easy and very nice. Little less nice would be just, just bring her in with a little bow, and you have the strap. You pull her back, because that's where you go, and just do this. So now look at the position of the hand. So that would be a not so nice application book. Okay? Doing this on me. So, give me a bow. In here. And then it would be like, so you have this. So you bring the bow, bring here, and here. Doing the right. If you want to be nice, bring him here, and you just give him a little tap on stomach 5. So this is also a thing when people think we are tapping points, and this is just like, it's to be nice. Doing this would hurt it, but that is the thing, like you can do it very bad. Same move. Show it from this side. You can do that very bad, so just so that you see it would be like this. Bow, doing this, or doing this to the other side. Bring here, so this would just be a little nice tap. Okay? Or a little bit more intense technique. Okay? So, first move of the first move of the Wu Bu Chuan. Sorry, so yeah, that is some ideas just for the beginning moves. I mean, you have all kind of moves, like when you come here, going down, and the interesting part on that is you're going down on the left leg, right leg, you're coming up from the right leg, and here you grab when you go into the next
Yes. And indeed, this is something that students very often do wrong. Because they start the form and they're here, and then they go into the Wu, and sometimes they just place their foot. So don't forget the kick here. If you place a foot, it will always be start, and then it's once you're down, then you do the turn, this twisting motion, and then you place the foot, just like Ben said. You place the foot, you realign, and then the power is coming from the behind leg. You cannot do this if you're moving like this. There's no power to the form. And this fits in nicely to what you just said.
And another thing, what I just want to say, because the thing is, like you said, you come here, the power comes from the back leg. You're pulling back here, and you're pushing and taking forward. So now just the other hand is going back. Okay? So that can be that this hand grabs something and this hand hits, or you hit with both hands, or you grab with both hands and do something. So another nice application just come with that when she comes with a kick, just for this. Okay, when she comes with a kick, it's just like take her here. Now I'm down here, or if she comes with a kick, this hand is the leading hand. So I lead her here, I bring her there, and now I come back up, just do that. So which would be, just show it a little bit like this so that you see. So you see also here we have a different application. The interesting part about that is to show that the right foot. So when I just press in and he goes against it, you can hold it. If I push it like up, you see the head goes back. So you can imagine when you have someone here, you grab his head and really drive into there. Would be like a lethal application.
Yes.
If you want to make it nice. So he comes with just this way. He comes with the kick, you lead the kick, you bring it here, you have the arm here, and you just bring it down. So it's like the same thing. So the arm is here, I bring the arm back, and I just bring it down in front of it.
Yeah, very good point. So, interesting applications. So, just to give you my ideas of the first few movements, we don't do as much applications usually. We don't do as tight applications. You mentioned this, that in the form you have big movements all the time. So when you start out the form, let's see it from the side so you understand what I mean. When you're here, the first movement is this boom. So when you have this here, you have like, when you look at it from the front, and you come up body here and you just view this side. What you have here is the fetal position. So it's this oh shit reaction that you sometimes have when you just bring up the hands, but you also bring up the foot. And what you create is a shell around you. So if something's attacking, we're talking, and someone's attacking from the side, and I see it in the last moment. Here I see it, it's coming in. I'm coming in, and I see it, and it's coming in, and I'm closing down, bending my back to protect my back, The front is protected by the shin and by the arms, as I said, just like in the deep position. And then from there, you can do something.
So that's an interesting point. So basically, we start with the Oshifu reaction to go from there.
Yeah, that's one application that you can have.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, man, time runs. Next time I should make it 1 hour.
Yeah.
Half hour is already.
I think we have to review this so we can run over the other, 8 movements, because we only covered like one of them.
Remember guys, we have the Zoom session, which is also going for half an hour. The Zoom link is in the description of the event. So there's the Zoom link. So we will go to Zoom right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if you like to see also more from both of us. I mean, Shaolin Kung Fu has so much to offer, and I think it's very interesting just to see different styles working together, like I said, and just putting out my ideas, looking at your ideas, just getting different perspectives. I think that is so important, because nowadays we should not run like this, and my master said it's done this way, and you're not looking left and right.
Yeah.
So, like just putting in complete new ideas is refreshing and helps to evolve the art.
Yes.
And so yeah, just let us know in the comments if you liked it, share it with your friends. I hope the connection was okay. Sorry again for being late. I mean, this is like one of the first times we did it. We were sitting in front of all this stuff and saying, oh my goodness. So, yeah, but hey, you have to start at some point. For the official part, I really have to say thank you for being here. And so it was really cool. And like I said, if you want to see more, I mean, Hendrik knows a lot more. We were talking about like the 18, I don't know, how do you call it?
Shifu Shi of
That?
the 18 movements, the 18 warm-up movements of the Shi Heng Yi, of the warm-up training, the basic training of Shaolin Kung Fu. We were talking about what we want to cover tonight, but we finally decided on this first beginner's form. I think there's a lot in there, and like the people always say, the old masters, they had only one form, or maybe they had one form for all the students, one form for the master students, and one form that they never taught. If you have this, you have to pack a lot into it. Your key ring will be very big, yeah. But if you don't start somewhere with collecting the keys, you're never get there.
Right, and if you just run around like this, you're awesome. So yeah, also here, if you're coming from Kaiserslautern and you're going there for the temple, and one of the experts there, Master Hendrik Spies, he's like a lot into like applications and stuff. So if you have the chance to go there. They offer like 5 days retreats where he also teaches. So if you have any kind of questions,
so be a little bit careful. I'm like the weird uncle of the temple. I go there and mess things up. I'll be there every Friday at 7. Okay? So if you want to come by, you're invited every Friday at 7.
Cool. Yeah, so that's it for the open part, guys. I'm going to open up Zoom right now. We're closing this screen.
Maybe let's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right. You're so good. So thank you, Hannes and Isabel, for taking. Well, it was not really pain, but for for being here for us to demonstrate. And like I said, if you like that project, if you like that video, just let us know in the comment. hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow button on my channel, and all this kind of stuff, you know. And yeah, so we are going to Zoom. Everyone who has a question is really invited to come in there to have some like personal talk, and we can go more into details and can go over some more movements if you like. And yeah, I would say I had a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here, and you have an amazing weekend, and see you next time. Bye-bye.